Hey, hello and welcome to the 1v1 show where we tell you the latest in pop culture news. Today we have a variety of topics such as Pokemon, Demon Slayer, NFL, and so much more. And I'm your host, Hyphisol, but you can call me Mikey, and as always, joining me every week here at the 1v1 show at 11 a.m. PST is Gio Huey Flo, who will explain to you what you do here. So, what up, Gio? How you doing?
What up,
Or
Mikey?
tell us, tell people what we do. Hey, what's up, Kenyo?
For sure. Let me get the one. All right. So here we go. This is the 1v1 show. For those of you who have been watching us for a long time, and those of you who are brand new to us, let me explain how the show runs. First, we start off with the subtopics. Now, the subtopics are basically the quick hits, very much something that we kind of just go by quickly. We don't really go into deep dives, just we tell you what's happening, our thoughts, and then we move on. We have 5 of those. We have 5 from me, 5 from Mikey, into each of our different kind of expertises or interests. And then we move on with the main topics. Now, the main topics is where we, like I said, we do the deeper dives, where we do reviews, reactions, discussions. A little bit longer. We can usually have 1, 2, 3, or even 4 main topics. But the timer that you see on the show is also just a guideline for us to keep the show moving. And then after that, we usually have a post show where we just kind of talk about the news we didn't get to on the show or anything else that's going on like during in our lives or just whatever else is on our minds. Also, you can follow us on our socials at, if you look on the chat, Jackson, our writer, has put in the command for 1v1 where you can see our Instagram, our Twitter, and our Patreon. Yo, what's up, Kanea? How are you? Good to see you. Now, with that out of the way, Mikey, you there?
Yo, what up?
What's up? What's up, dog?
Uh,
What's your background?
I am on a street in Japan where there are cherry blossoms falling.
I I really wish I was in Japan right now because it seems so much more better than Fairfield.
Yeah, but
But whatever.
they don't want us there.
I know they don't want. I mean, they get to have the Olympics there, but they don't want us there.
Ain't nothing like those anime backgrounds, right? Like it's
Right?
very But yeah, how was your with you?
It's stressful. Work was stressful, and also like I went out to a concert one night, and just a whole lot of things happened.
I also
It
went
was
out last night, and yeah, but it was in Oakland, and yeah, it was popping.
I
But
went
yeah,
to
huh? What?
I was gonna say I went to Texas Roadhouse for like the first time in like 3 years, and it's still a kind of a chain food, but it's pretty good. Like their steaks are still pretty good quality.
I just read Nice Samantha's comment. Mike goes to an anime convention, becomes weeb. I haven't even
Become
watched any
weird.
anime yet, but I'm planning on watching Demon Slayer finally because
One
well,
of
Gio's
us.
gonna tell us why.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
But
Nice
yeah.
to meet you.
So
We
let's just get
stand.
started with the show, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So Gio, why don't you start us off by what is going on with Netflix?
So Netflix, we reported this on the show about like what, 2 months ago, maybe a month ago, where they were looking into going into gaming, and Netflix has finally acquired a video game development studio. They've acquired Night School Studios, which is a developer founded by people who work for Telltale Games. And you played Telltale games before, right, Mikey?
Uh, what games did have they made?
They did the
Walking Dead, right?
Walking Dead game. They did a
Okay, yes,
Guardians
I
of the
played that one.
Galaxy game, Batman game. Yeah,
Wolf
you so
Among
you
Us.
played. Yeah.
I have not played Batman or The Wolf Among Us. I think yeah. So the only game I played is Walking Dead, which I really liked, but I have not finished.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I know what happened because it.
Okay.
I think the last one took forever to come out, and it's like didn't get
Fell
back
off.
into it. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, but Telltale games, they were pretty much narrative driven games,
Mm.
choices made, the story progresses. So Night School games, they pretty much release a very similar style. If you look on the video, Oxenfree, that's their first game where you go through kind of a spooky abandoned island and weird things happen and you make dialogue choices and progress through the game. They also released After Party, a bar hopping comedy through hell. So here's the thing. So the co-founder Sean Crankle says, Night School wants to stretch our narrative and design aspirations across distinctive original games with heart. Netflix gives film, TV, and now game makers an unprecedented canvas to create and deliver excellent entertainment to millions of people. Our explanations in narrative, gameplay, and Netflix's track record of supporting diverse storytellers was such a good natural pairing. It felt like both teams came to conclusion instinctively. So I think it's a good thing that, well, actually, hold on. Let me phrase it like this, right? I think Night School games, they make quality games. I played Oxenfree and I very much enjoyed it. I didn't play Night Party, but I've heard good things about it and the premise seems interesting. And they're creating Oxenfree too. And they also went on to say Night School Games has, oh shit, I dropped something.
But
I dropped an empty jar, but whatever.
oh,
It didn't break. That's the important thing. Night School Games, they make very quality games, and they also are making Oxenfree too. Now, they have said also in the press release that this acquisition isn't going to stop them uh from creating Oxenfree 2. It's not going to change anything. It's still on schedule, so you don't have to worry about that. But anyways, this means that they could get a lot of Netflix IPs to create their games, and I think that'd be cool because if you get actual like game developers that are proven to make narrative games and you give them stuff like Black Mirror or you give them, what's it called, uh the kids going into
Stranger
the
Things.
Stranger Things, you give them Stranger Things and things of that nature, and I think they could have come up with some cool stuff, so
I think
I'm
I can
excited.
even think of a Witcher game to go with the show.
Yeah, like a narrative based Witcher game that isn't like this big RPG, just kind of like a story to tell or another
Yeah.
way to tell it. Yeah, so I'm excited for it.
So like
Um,
you'll be playing this on the Netflix platform, like with just kind of like how Telltale are just selecting the prompts.
yeah,
But
yeah, I
I
would
think
say
it'll work.
like, and I think even with like Oxenfree, even though the game's like you actually move around, it's just kind of a side scroller, so you can kind of just maybe pick directions of where to go and, like you said, big prompts. So yeah, I think it could work.
And I feel like actually well no, because there's banner stats, but I feel like this the kind of game, the side scroller that would be most successful for like just playing, like just directional buttons and then selecting. That's it, right?
Yeah, pretty
Like for
much.
like even anyone with a remote can play. Yeah, just yeah.
They you know that one we talked about last week
What?
with the wrestler one,
Oh yeah.
the Undertaker one. I think that one's out already. It will be soon. I think like we might just move into a future where like Netflix is a viable like gaming option, or at least like an interactive storytelling option. But I'm down for it. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how it plays, and I do like how it looks in the video.
All right. Anyways, we move on from one potential gaming company creating to another gaming company that is just destroying everything. So why don't you tell me about Activision, Mikey?
Okay, so, yeah, with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission has released a statement detailing the settlement agreement reached with Activision Blizzard, and it says under the agreement, Activision Blizzard has committed to to create an $18 million fund to compensate and make amends to eligible claimants. Any amounts not used for claimants will be divided between the charities that advance women in the video game industry or promote awareness around harassment and gender equality issues as well. And and also is company diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives as approved by the EEOC. The agreement is subject to court approval. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick released a statement of his own saying there is no place anywhere at our company for discrimination, harassment, unequal treatment of any kind, and I am grateful to the employees who bravely share their experiences. I am sorry that anyone had to experience inappropriate conduct, and I remain unwavering in my commitment to make Activision Blizzard one of the most inclusive, respected, and respectful workplaces. So, yeah, that is coming from Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick. And what are your thoughts on that?
I think Bobby Kotick is just full of shit. For him to say like all of this and just he saying, "Oh, I'm going to be actively basically actively seeking or looking at this to make sure it doesn't happen." All of this was already happening on your watch, Bobby Kotick. Like you are a part of this. You are a part of this fucking cancer that needs to be cut out. Like it's fucking bullet. It's full of shit. And the $18 million that they are providing for those who have been like victims of this, that's a drop in the bucket to what Activision can make. Like get the fuck out of here. Like I don't know. I think Bobby Kotick needs to go, but he has too much power, and I honestly think that unless like something major happens with the bigger lawsuit, like he'll never leave. So yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
in the
just
chat we got
irritating.
Kania saying, "Didn't they get in trouble recently for harassing female employees?" Oh, yep. And just wanted to say, shame on you, Activision. Been playing your child or playing your game since childhood. Hope things will change now. And please with Dick and Zombie Bait saying, "Fuck Bobby Code Dick." And yeah, Kania's right. Those people are traumatized, and money is not going to heal those wounds.
Yeah, I mean, but the sad thing is like you hear about Activision Blizzard and all these things, and we hear about it in like games media news, but the majority of people don't know, right? Like Call of Duty is still going to sell like millions of copies, right?
Right?
Overwatch 2 is still going to be very successful. Like no matter how much like we in the know boycott about this stuff, this news does not really break into the mainstream, and it definitely doesn't even get into the minds of youngins who like buy Call of Duty, teenagers who just want to play their games because honestly they don't really care. Right? Zombie Bait said the majority of people don't care, and they really don't, which is sad. And this allows people like Bobby Kotick, this allows Activision and Blizzard to keep doing whatever the fuck they want. And as long as their product is good, people won't care. And even the product not even being good, like the name brand is such a powerful thing now. Call of Duty, even in games that are like, yo, this is the exact same thing as last year, or they just weren't as good, they still sell millions and millions and millions because people just say, oh, Call of Duty games are always good, so I'm going to buy it no matter what. Like we live in a society where even voting with our wallet doesn't really matter because the majority of people are just ignorant. It's frustrating.
And like Nice Samantha said, no one care. The big corporations don't give a shit about. their issues, and no one cares enough to stop, like you said, buying these games. And yeah, and we will hold multiple person boycotts because I'll be boycotting their products from now on. And yeah, and but that's the kind of the issue is like there's not enough of us for it to make a change. So what can make a change? Like if not voting with our wallets.
The only way I see this happening is if the state of California does find Activision guilty and they cut them deep, right? Because the only way to get someone like Bobby Kotick out is to get the shareholders or the investors to really be pissed off, and for the majority or the vast majority of them to like want him out. Like they would have to vote him out. And these are the same group of people that have voted to give Bobby Kotick these like $1 million bonuses like every couple of years, and because all they see is profit. And until profit goes down and until money goes down, they really don't give a shit what happens. So we'll see. We'll see. Kania says, "Arm yourselves, ladies. That's all I can say. They won't hurt you no more. Arm yourselves in court." And I would use that 18 mil to hire some good lawyers. Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see what happens.
yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't know how to segue from that to NFL, but I mean, NFL is making good use of their money by hiring not one, not two, not three, but a bunch of musicians for next year's halftime show. Right, Gio? Tell us about that.
So, what did you think? What do you think of the halftime shows? Like, what did you think of last year's, Mikey?
Well, I wasn't familiar with the weekend's music when I first saw it, so when I saw the weekend's halftime show, I didn't really like it at all. But now that I understand what he was doing with the show, and I was like, the Super Bowl was part of like a narrative with his album that was coming out, the Blinding Lights
Right.
or After Hours. Is it called After Hours? The album?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
name of
So
the.
like, yeah, I didn't realize all of his performances are part of a narrative, and then I was like, oh, okay. So seeing the big picture, I appreciate it now. But at the time, as its own little self-contained thing, I was like, what is this? This is pretty bad.
Yeah. So the NFL has announced the new halftime performers for the Super Bowl 2022 that's going to be taking place in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. So when you think of LA, if you think of music artists from LA, Mikey, who do you think of?
Uh, Dr. Dre.
Oh, Dr. Dre. So Dr. Dre is coming through with with the halftime show, but he will also be bringing along Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg, and J. Blige. And I'm excited because I very much enjoy most all of those artists. So what it really is the halftime show is this big show that kind of gives you a bit of a spectacle, right? The NFL wants it to be big and flashy and things of that nature, right? So here's the thing: the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl halftime show for the long time has been kind of seen as stale and boring because, well, do you remember the whole Janet Jackson thing?
Oh yeah, I remember that very clearly.
That was in like what 2004.
Uh, Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, 2004. So after that, right, you kind of notice a trend with the halftime shows that they started choosing a lot safer options. And by that, I mean a lot more boring. They didn't really have any urban artists. And let me read you the list, right? In 2005, it was Paul McCartney. And then 2006, the Rolling Stones. Then it was Prince. No disrespect to Prince. Prince is awesome. Then they had Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, but a lot of older music. There wasn't anyone that was, for
Yep.
like the younger crowd,
Yeah.
right?
Until like the last few years.
Well, we had the Black Eyed Peas in 2011, but I, I hate the Black Eyed Peas.
Hmm. Every time I hear that name, it's like I just hear Fergie saying, "No, no, 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 don't break
Yeah,
my
and
heart."
so yeah, like we have had some younger artists like in recently years, like Bruno Mars with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that was dope, things of that nature. Um, Katy Perry, which was kind of meh. But anyways, so I'm excited for this new show because it's gonna be in LA because LA hasn't had a team in forever, and now they got the new SoFi Stadium, and it's gonna be pretty much special for the Los Angeles community because not only are Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Kendrick Lamar all native to Los Angeles, it's the first time that they'll be hosting the Super Bowl in nearly 30 years. So it's gonna be going down in Inglewood on February 13th, and I'm fucking excited. Like, and also maybe we'll hear a new Kendrick Lamar song from his new album. So
That would be crazy.
it's gonna be it's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
I want to hear a new Kendrick Lamar song.
yeah. We got in the chat with Nice Samantha saying that's a good ass lineup, and can you think hoping that they bring him some surprise artists. So like I feel like Snoop Dogg is not one of them, right? Like the lineup, but I feel like they would bring him out.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna wax his I Heart
Wyclif's Mary
Mary
J.
J. Blige.
Blige, no Shawn Mendes or current pop stars. Get that shit out of here. Yeah, like we got our fix with the pop stars in the recent years, and it ain't been good since MJ. I agree, but Prince was dope, and yeah, Kania gets personally excited over the older artists because they are so select. I mean, I agree with. I can see
I
that.
mean, it kind of depends. Like Prince is dope, right? But I don't give a shit about Bruce Springsteen. Um, I don't care about. I don't really care about the Rolling Stones either. I don't know. Like the Rolling Stones never really got to me. Maybe I haven't heard enough of them. And Paul McCartney's kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. Paul McCartney is a legend, but like his solo music is kind of boring to me. So, yeah,
Yeah, like we're not the
yeah,
demographic that the NFL is trying to appeal to with these
yeah.
halftime shows. Until yeah, with this one, it's very much our speed. And it wasn't even the real Paul McCartney. Zombie Bed says, and the only
I don't
pop
know what
star
he's
I was
talking
except
about.
now is Britney. Has he done one? Yes, he has with NSYNC. I think I remember that. Aerosmith. I think that was. Unless I just made that up just now.
Anyways, moving on. We move on from the NFL, where we're trying to bring Los Angeles together, to something that was tearing Hollywood apart. Tell me about this Disney v. ScarJo. What's the new developments on that?
Was it really tearing Hollywood apart? I
I mean,
mean,
it was
actually, yeah. Some actors like, oh shit, you could do this.
yeah, like basically
Yeah,
it
yeah.
it,
You're right.
it did start kind of a tidal wave of stuff.
And so, yeah, with Disney and Scarzo, so under this undisclosed terms, Scarlett Johansson has reached a settlement agreement with the Disney Megacorp. According to IGN, as previously, the suit was part of a breach of contract lawsuit over the decision to release Black Widow simultaneously in theaters and on Disney Plus. Scarlett alleged that the decision hurt her salary, which was said to be based in large part on the earnings from the film. The lawsuit asked for more than $50 million in damages, arguing that Disney pressured Marvel to release it on the streaming service in order to appease investors. And according to Disney, purchases through Disney Plus premiered accounted for more than $60 million in additional revenue for Black Widow, and allegedly said it was Disney's boast about these earnings that angered Scarlett Johansson, encouraging her to move forward with the lawsuit that she had been bullying for several months, according to the Hollywood Reporter. What the heck is a ScarJo? Oh, it's an abbreviated for her name, Scarlett Johansson. But yeah, and the lawsuit touched off major public relations war that grew to engulf much of Hollywood. The fallout reported much affected negotiations with Anthony and Joe Russo, the Russo brothers that did the Infinity or the Avengers movies, and directors, and they were worried about how future movies would be released and how they would make money. But Kevin Feige was very angry and embarrassed over the incident, and but now everything has been settled. We don't know how much he's been paid, but yeah, I guess everyone's happy now. So yeah, what do you think? Do you think Disney is going to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen again, and like make sure they pay their actors from now on, or they just think they just paid off ScarJo super fat?
Yeah, the fact that they didn't disclose terms is kind of fishy to me. Like, I think she got a fat kind of like, all right, we'll give you your money, shut the fuck up now type settlement. And I think honestly, I really don't think this is all Disney's fault, to be fair, just because yeah, if those terms were agreed on before the pandemic happened, and I bet you if Black Widow, if the pandemic never happened and Black Widow came out on time like they did, I'm sure it would have sold a lot more, or like it would have done like gangbusters in theaters. Like I wouldn't really be surprised at that. So, I think they kind of just decided, all right, we're gonna pay off ScarJo, even though it really isn't our fault. But like it was like Disney got screwed by the pandemic. ScarJo got screwed by the pandemic, and they weren't able to probably renegotiate terms. So, I mean, we'll see. What do you think?
You know, like Kenny said in chat, it's like as much as I sleep as I lose every night, thinking about millionaires not getting their money.
True.
It is nice to see that they are finally treating her fairly. But yeah, but Disney is a dirty megacorp, and but Zombie Base says it's reportedly $40 million, which is actually not bad. So that's made about almost 90 million, maybe,
That's
or like all total.
that's much more money than I'll ever see in my lifetime.
Yeah. So yeah, lucky, yeah, lucky for ScarJo, and
Right.
I guess maybe we might see more Black Widow in live action somehow in a multiverse.
I honestly don't think they'll ever bring back those characters. Like
Yeah.
I think ScarJo is gone. I think Robert Downey Jr. is gone. I think after this movie, Thor is gone. Captain America is gone. Well, Steve Rogers is gone.
Well,
Just say
because you
that.
remember the news a few weeks ago, there's rumors of a live action zombies.
Yeah, but
But
I
would they come
think
back for that? I don't know.
I
Probably
think
not.
I think when we talked about that, Jackson, our writer in the chat, says he thinks they're gonna use like a disfigured likeness of her, and I was like, that makes sense.
And it wasn't even dubbing her role in What If. Oh, yeah. I was gonna. Well, we'll talk about that
Yeah,
at the end. But
but yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Yeah. I don't really have much else to say about that. It's like yeah. So that settlement is finally, or that dispute is finally over, and yeah. So maybe Scarjo taught Disney a lesson.
Yeah,
All right.
let's
Anyways,
see.
so speaking of playing Megacorps, uh, playing demons, right, Gio? That was bad.
That was bad. All right, let's move on. All right, so they can slay demons, but they cannot slay greed. This is man. Okay. All right, let me tell you something. Right, like I get it. Like, and if you are an anime fan, you know that recap bullshit is always going to happen. Like it happened in all these shows. It happened with one of that once was one of my favorite shows. Uh,
One
Wonder Egg
Piece.
Priority. Oh, I do love One Piece, but the Wonder Egg Priority was a show that I loved that came out this year, and they had a special like final episode, and the first like 30 minutes of it was just recap. It was so frustrating. So, Demon Slayer, the anime that's pretty much taken Japan and the world by storm. They're coming out with a season 2. So, before the season 2 started, they had Mugen Train, which was the movie. Excuse me. But here's the thing, right? They're going to recap Mugen Train into 7 episodes. That arc will start on October 10th. So if you've already seen the movie and you've been hyped for season 2 of Demon Slayer, then you got to wait. You can either watch this recap or you have to wait until the actual season 2 starts on December 5th. But it's just kind of bullshit because anyone who has watched Demon Slayer has seen the movie because they build the movie as seeing a direct sequel to the end of season 2 of Demon Slayer because it literally picks off moments right after. And you're right. Nice Samantha in chat says, then why even make the movie? Like this
So,
is what
as someone who's
this.
never seen Demon Slayer, I was like, oh, so maybe I can just watch first season and the movie in an episodic series. I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like
It's
why even?
it's for
Uh,
I think it's for people like me, who haven't seen anything and then want to consume it in a small portion. But yeah, it sucks for fans who've been waiting eagerly for a very long time because I know the first season's been over and the movie just came out last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys,
The
and
movie
yeah, so
came
they're
out
just
last
milking
year.
the fan base. But for new,
It's-
but
Exactly.
I will say that it is enticing newcomers like myself. You're like, ooh. I mean, but even then, I was still going to watch it regardless. But now the question is, should I just watch it as a show, or just watch the movie? I might as well just watch the movie as when sitting, or will I get extra stuff, more context in the episodic format?
Yeah, they haven't really announced any of that either. Because like the movie, I believe, was about maybe an hour 45 around
Mm.
there. So like each episode of an anime, you're looking at 22 minutes each. So if it's a 7 episode arc, probably might be around the same. But still, it's just for like you said, for like this is probably for newer fans who are getting into the show. But I think like people like it's not that hard to watch the series and then watch a movie. Like why even have this? Like why even make a movie?
Or is it probably just to buy time to like stay relevant in the pop culture lexicon?
Well, maybe not only that, but maybe it gives the producers because like if you take the movie and just chop it up, it should be easier to edit than to like create a brand new arc. So maybe it's just to buy time to give the animators more time to work on the show.
And now Samantha says, "Okay, to be honest, I did think the movie could have just been episodes, but the build up to the climax in the movie was great." Yeah, yeah. It was like
She also
that's
says maybe they wanted a bigger budget for the animation because the animation in the movie was great. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Like I said, the anime network, or not the anime network, the anime industry in Japan there's always been talks about animators being overworked, underpaid, things of that nature. Also, you know what? Related but not related. The new Japanese prime minister says that he's a big anime fan and loves Demon Slayer, and he wants to, work within the government to help, um, pretty much animators and the anime industry to, help employees not feel like, they want to die.
uh,
So
that's like I want more Demon Slayer. I have it government mandated episodes.
Demon Slayer.
That's where I thought we were going with that.
The Demon Slayer story is done. Like the creator, they finished the manga,
Well,
right?
how
So
so? How much the show has covered? How much material is left? Like maybe like 2 seasons worth or more?
So I actually haven't read the manga. This is gonna be one of the first times like I'll just watch the anime and not read the manga. Usually I'll speed through it, so I'm taking my time with this. But it'd been funny if like the Prime Minister was like, get the creator, write more. They're like, write more Demon Slayer now. But anyways,
If only wait, I don't know where George R. R. Martin's from. If only if his
isn't
government.
he from America?
Hmm?
Is he from America? No?
I thought he was from like New Zealand. I don't know. Arkin Wack, can you
Arkin the
confirm
Lecture, no.
the yeah, where is he from? But yeah. So anyway, so that brings us to the halftime. He's American. Oh, huh.
Fucking lazy ass American,
I know,
write your
right? I was
fucking
like,
book.
okay, that makes sense. All right. Well, so yeah, we're in the halftime portion of the show, and we have a little segment called "Oh, it's never been done before." It's called Show and Tell, and hey, Gio has something to show you. Because last week I just showed you guys frisbees.
Yeah, hold on, let me grab it real quick. It's right over. All right.
Yeah, I don't
To
know.
show
Oh well,
off.
I do have some. Well, I do have a Last of Us art book too. I just got it as a birthday gift from my sister, and that's pretty much it. Because I had the first
All
one,
right.
and so like it completes my collection. One and two.
All
All right, so what do
right.
you got
So
first, Gio?
I got two figures from one of my favorite shows of last year that I watched during the pandemic. The show has fundamentally All right, so there's a concept that me, Mikey, and the rest of our friends have, where we call it either a Geo show or a Geo game,
Yeah.
right? It is something that is pretty much. How would you describe a Geo show or a Geo game, Mikey?
If it has anything to do with the anime.
And it's like anime tropes of like, like how do I say this? There's usually some heartbreak, some love, cheesy romance, usually some weird like time traveling thing,
Anything to do with
anything to do
relationships,
with
yep.
relationships. So my favorite, one of my favorite shows of last year is a show called Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, and I absolutely loved it. It had to do with something called adolescent syndrome, where a lot of weird things happen to people based on like their traumas that they've experienced and growing up. So the titular character, I have a figure of her, Mai Sakurajima, known as the Bunny Girl. Let's see if I can get this closer. So in the show, she wears this bunny girl costume because no one can see her. So she starts wearing this costume to see if anybody would notice, like if you're walking down the street and if you see someone in a bunny girl costume, you would be like, yo, what the hell is going on, right? And also, quick shout out to Night Samantha, who got me this figure. She's a real one. But in the show, right, she wears the bunny girl costume to catch people's attention because she disappears from pretty much the world. Like, she is an actress and she wanted to not have anyone see her because when you live in the spotlight, basically the world is watching you. So she internalized like not wanting to be seen by anyone, and it's caused her to be to not be noticed by anyone. So I also have another figure that I bought, same character, but she's in her winter outfit. So I really much love this character. It's one of my favorites. So I just wanted to show that off, and I recommend Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai to anyone because it is heartfelt. It is amazing. It made me cry several times. It made me think about a couple things because it talks about just trauma that you experienced growing up, like not wanting to be seen, having issues with yourself, with your image, wanting to fit in, and a lot of stuff like that. It's really good. I recommend it to anyone.
So
Any questions?
what do you we're gonna be for Halloween? We should be to get a bunny girl senpai outfit.
Oh God, me and
But will
Mikey,
people
we were
even see
talking
us
about.
though?
Shut the fuck up. Me and Mikey were talking about before the show. We were talking about this concert that's going to be on Halloween, and it seems like it's going to be popping. And it's a Halloween costume concert. So
You gotta wear
you
the
gotta
bunny
cut
girl senpai.
you got no fuck no. I
And
gotta
then people
find
will
a
be
bunny
like,
girl senpai.
what are you wearing? And then you can go into spiel that you just gave and be like,
God,
and then like, I highly recommend it. And you can watch it. And like, you'll be like, okay, I will.
I fucking hate you. How about that? Oh, also, you know what? I love this character so much that I even have a plushie.
So you have three iterations of. Wait, what's the character's
Yeah,
name?
my Sakurajima.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
like
a.
when we went to SAC Anime, there were a couple cosplayers that they made the outfit look good.
Gotta
It
get a
was
body pillow next as zombie bait. That is true.
zombie bait out here trying to make me become more of a degenerate than I already am.
Oh, you already have
I
it?
can't. I don't have one actually.
Oh.
I I have some throw pillows with some of the girls from Rent a Girlfriend, but no body pillow
Yeah.
yet. We'll see how my we'll see how far I go into my degenerate levels, but whatever,
Okay.
whatever. Moving on.
Okay, so yeah, so we go from uh bunny girl senpai body pillows to something more appealing, and that is licorice pizza, which is a weird topping, and actually, I don't know, probably on the same tier as pineapple pizza. What do you guys think in the chat? But in this week, We talked about Bradley Cooper and his upcoming role with Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley. Well, he's starring in a new project, this time alongside Benny Safdie, Alana Haim, Cooper Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, by the way. And in the movie, it's called Licorice Pizza. Bradley Cooper plays a Hollywood director, while Hoffman plays a child actor, and Safdie plays a politician running for office. Cooper's character appears to be playing John Peters, the former hairdresser and film producer who instructs Hoffman's character or the intricacies of pronouncing his girlfriend Barbara Streisand's last name. The film is set in California's San Fernando Valley during the 70s, which is uh, directed by eight-time Oscar nominee Paul Thomas Anderson, who has done Phantom Thread, There Will Be Blood, Boogie Nights, and is set for a limited release November 26th and nationwide on Christmas Day. So, yeah. Have you seen Boogie Nights or
No, I've
any of
never
his
watched.
Paul Thomas Anderson movies?
I've never watched any of his movies. I heard There Will Be Blood. Is that the one about the oil tycoon?
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard that was good. I haven't seen Phantom Thread, but have you seen any of his movies?
yeah. I've seen Phantom, not Phantom Thread. Oh, I tried watching Phantom Thread, but I guess I just wasn't in the right mind for it. I thought it was kind of, and but There Will Be Blood, really good. Daniel D. Lewis, that movie is the reason why. But I said, well, once all his entire filmography is why Daniel D. Lewis is the reason who he is, but that movie is very showcases his acting talents, and because you just see him like demand for a milkshake, and also Boogie Nights, also set in San Fernando Valley in the 70s, so it's cool to see or interesting to see Paul Thomas Anderson go back to that era in cinematic world, and yeah, have you seen this trailer, or is this the first time you've seen it?
I watched it. I watched it when I was putting the doc together, and I don't know. It seems like it be like a it looks like a good movie, but it's just kind of like I don't know. How do I say this? I'm kind of burnt out on coming of age movies about white kids in the 70s and 80s. Like I'm kind of like over it. So I'm kind of over this, even though I'm sure it'll probably be a good movie.
And then
I don't know.
what?
Get what I'm saying? Like it's very much. It looks kind of like, oh, this is the Wonder Years, but not like
It
with
was
a
giving me
PG rating.
a little bit of Boyhood vibes.
Yeah, but at least Boyhood, like at least Boyhood was set in the '90s, to where it's like, you see him playing a Game Boy, and you're like, oh, I did that too. Like Boyhood scratched that itch because it's exactly the time period where we grew up, right?
Right.
So a lot of the stuff we can relate to. This kind of movie is very much like, if my dad were to see it, he would see like, oh yeah, this is well, not even because my dad grew up in El Salvador, so like, like nothing really relates to me growing up seeing this kind of stuff. But I don't know, like my like I in college, I was friends with a lot of like the film majors,
Mm-hmm.
and I still follow them on like
All right, man. Nice team,
Cactus
bro. Thanks,
Boy.
Cactus Boy. 100. Thanks for keeping it
Gotcha.
100. Hope your stream gets better. Hmm.
Ah, we'll see.
Yeah.
What was I saying? So I was friends with a lot of the college majors, and they on Facebook and stuff, they were all like jizzing about this movie. They're like, "Oh my God, Paul Thomas Anderson, who wants to see this first day?" Blah 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 blah. So it is what it is. What about you, Mikey? How do you feel about this director?
No, I am a fan of Paul Thomas Anderson, but like I'm not as hyped up on him as everyone in the film community would be. But yeah, it's I'm going to watch it eventually. Probably not opening day. Maybe like this seems like a matinee type of movie for me. And yeah.
E. Also, thanks for following Cactus Boy 100.
All right, so yeah, that's all I guys. Wait, do you like pineapple pizza?
Do I like? You know what? I'm not super like, oh, I hate pineapple pizza or I love pineapple pizza. Like if it's there, I'll eat it, but I wouldn't
Mhm.
order it myself. What about you?
Yeah, no, yeah, same. Like I would never order it, but if it's there, I'll eat it. Like, cause I don't really have a problem with pineapple on my pizza, and so like it's whatever. It just it's the coldness of the pineapple that like throws me off.
You know what I heard was like one of my friends told me this and it was fucking weird. He was like, "Bro, the best combination is pineapple and jalapenos," and
Oh,
that sounds disgusting to me. And he was like, "You get the sweet and you get the heat," and I was just like, "That's you just wanted to say two things that rhymed. Like that was so dumb. Don't ever order a pizza for me ever because it sounds disgusting."
yeah, and
Uh,
so
yeah.
it's a
Ugh.
weird variety of toppings on a pizza. But also, speaking of variety, there's also going to be a huge variety of Pokemon yet again, right, Gio?
Yeah, man, the new Pokemon Arceus game. It looks like it's building up hype. They're dropping new trailers. And it seems like it's gonna finally be the big open world RPG that Pokemon fans have been wanting for like ever. Because, you know, here's the thing about this game, right? When you watch the trailer, the I think the ideas are coming along better than the execution. Because when you look at this big open world, it still looks kind of empty. There's still some frame rate drops. We don't really know like how it's gonna run on the Switch because all those talks about the Switch and how it needs like a 4K model or an H or a brand new model that can run the games better. You know, we didn't talk about this on the show, but there are rumors. Bloomberg said that Nintendo is sending HD dev kits for a 4K model to developers, and Nintendo has come out and basically denied the rumors. But with games like this, it makes you think like, okay, maybe it's not really that unfounded because the games they're making aren't looking as great on their console. They're having a lot of frame rate issues, and they keep wanting to make bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's one of those things that got me thinking that maybe we will get a 4K Switch next year, but with Nintendo, you never really know. But anyways, about the game itself, it looks cool. You see all these new noble Pokemon, and we get a new evolution of Scizor called Cleaver. It's nicknamed Lord of the Woods. It's a bug rock type Pokemon that has axe-like hands that can be seen tearing through a fully immersed fiery orange field and then engages in battle. Have you seen this trailer, Mikey?
Yeah, it looks interesting. Like, but I still don't have a Switch. But if I did, I would probably get this. Maybe not day. Oh, maybe probably well, yeah, day one, maybe like month one. Because yeah, open world Pokemon. That's been you've been asking for that as fans for a long
I
time.
think everyone's been asking for that. The thing about Pokemon too is like I think people don't understand that as long as kids keep buying the old Pokemon games, like why should they change it up, right? Like
Right.
they know that as adults, our nostalgia is still going to focus or make us buy the old school games. And then not only that, but if kids keep playing it and they keep wanting it, we're gonna, why should they change it up? Why should they make put resources into making something new? And it looks like they are actually doing that with this game because you can see that the Pokemon aren't just like you don't come across a Pokemon and it stops and then you get into like this turn-based battle. It looks kind of like real time where your trainer can actually get attacked by Pokemon as well, and you gotta send out your Pokemon and have them attack and defend while you're over there running around trying to make sure that you're not getting hit by the Pokemon as well. It looks pretty cool. So
It,
also in the game, oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was. Oh, well, tell us. No, you tell us. I was gonna ask you a
I was
question,
gonna
but I'll
say,
ask after.
in the trailer, right? It also shows up the mechanic where you can call you have Pokemon that you can ride on at your beck and call, like to show different traversal mechanics to get across the world bigger. I'm sure there'll be Pokemon that allow you to fly through the skies, and some that you'll be able to ride through on the water, like a Lapras or something. We'll see. Um, Nice Samantha says, "What do you mean? This is exactly what happens when I encounter wild animals. I get teleported into a different area and I'm facing off against a crow." Exactly. Right. So, I mean, we'll see. I'm excited for this. I'll probably wait on the reviews to see if I get it. Like, it's not like a pre-order day one purchase for me, but I'll see what people think of it before I actually play. What were you gonna ask, Mikey?
What do you think of this Scyther evolution, or what do you think of Scyther as a Pokemon first?
Scyther, I think Scyther has a cool design,
Hmm.
but when I used to play Red and Blue, like I never had him in my party because I thought he was kind of weak as far as because I think he was a grass bug type,
Yeah.
and you come across like a fire type, you just get demolished. Never really big on Scyther.
Yeah, my memory with Scyther is Pokemon Snap because you have to take a picture of the grass at a certain area just for him to pop out, and it was kind of hard because you had to time your picture taking of the grass like very specifically and like accurately just so he can pop out. And then when he pops out, it's not even that long uh, of an opportunity to take a picture of him. But when you do, I think you pass that level. But yeah, the new Scyther evolution is like a rock and with the arms as axes. I think looks kind of cool. And yeah, I just find it interesting. Like even now, they're pulling new Pokemon from their original 150.
Yeah, I mean there's gonna be a lot more like because I think we almost have like what 900 Pokemon. I
I don't
think
even
it
know
just
what what number we're at right now.
it just makes it easier for them to like just take older Pokemon and come out with like variants or newer evolutions and regional evolutions and stuff like that. It just you can only come up with so many things till you reach the bottom of the barrel. Like we already have like a set of keys as a Pokemon. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like what is that? Yeah, so we've been scraping the bottom of the barrel for Pokemon like for a while now. So it just makes it easier to be like, okay, we'll just take this Pokemon and make it different. Hold on, I gotta burp. Oof, Jesus. Anyways,
I like the regional
not
evolutions because that's actually how it is in real life. We have different animal adaptations to climate. Ooh, yeah.
true. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm excited for this game, and hopefully it's good.
Wait,
So
one last
we
question.
go.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, Snorlax,
Oh yeah.
of course. Duh. All right, so we move on. We go on from one legacy franchise to another legacy franchise. Tell me, what are people saying about the newest Bond film?
So that just it just premiered at the I don't know if it's contest happened like a while ago, but it premiered at a festival, and the synopsis for the newest Bond film goes: James Bond is enjoying a tranquil life in Jamaica after leaving an active service. However, his peace is short-lived as his old CIA friend Felix Leader shows up and asks for help. The mission to rescue a kidnapped scientist turns out to be far more treacherous than expected, leading Bond on the trail of a mysterious villain who's armed with a dangerous new technology. And the reviews has been very, very polarizing, very mixed. The bad. Let's start with the bad. No Time to Die. The Craig era ends with a whimper. There's no reason for this to be as long as it is. Rami Malek's bad guy is a total snooze, and the movie itself just feels oddly inert. Oh well, we'll always have Casino Royale, and it almost it's almost impressive to make a 3 hour end of an era movie that still feels like it has no real stakes. Sad to say, No Time to Die didn't work for me. It's definitely the end of an era. I only wish Daniel Craig's run finished stronger. Those were people who were not a fan of it or movie, and here's some people who did like it. They said, "So, No Time to Die is awesome. Classic Bond, classic villain, classic gadgets, and a story that seems to question how much we still need James Bond to save the day. Terrific writing and a stunning direction from Kerry Fukunaga, who we know from I think the first season of True Detective, and I loved every second. A perfect finale for Daniel Craig." Another review says, "I like the way they weaved in the stories of Craig's run while taking the character to places we have never seen. This is a Bond film that has the expected action and spectacle and a weird maniacal villain, but it also has a lot of heart and a heartbreak. It will be divisive though." And yeah. So, have you seen the past Bond movies?
So I've only seen Casino Royale. I
What?
haven't seen
I mean,
any
well,
other Daniel Craig
you're
movies
not
because there's been
missing
what?
much, I would say.
There's been what, five of them?
Yeah, Casino
Casino
Royale,
Royale,
Quantum of
Quantum of
Solace,
Solace,
Skyfall,
All
Spectre, and now
Spectre,
this one.
and then this one. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't seen the other Daniel Craig movies, and even like the old ones, I've only seen like a few of the Pierce Bronson ones. I think I've only seen two of them, and then I haven't seen any of the older Bond films. What about you?
Yeah, I've seen. I think I've only seen one or two of Sean Connery. I think, yeah, Sean Connery's. I've seen all Pierce Brosnan's because that's my introduction to James Bond, especially with the GoldenEye Nintendo 64 game. And I was like, oh, whoa, movie tie-in game, like, oh, this is crazy, it's dope. And even though like their head looked like this like diamond, and yeah, and I've seen all the Daniel Craig Bonds, and yeah, I my favorite one is not Casino Royale, which is mostly everyone's favorite Craig Bond film. It's actually Skyfall. Is yeah.
Which is the one that turns into Home Alone in like the last like third?
Oh, that's oh, that is Skyfall.
Is that Skyfall? Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember back when we used to do our old podcast, you and some of our other friends like mentioned that, and y'all were just like cracking up, dying about it.
Yeah, no, because yeah, it pretty much was yeah, it really was James Bond Home Alone edition in like the last act. But
Oh,
yeah, I enjoyed it.
okay, 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 all right.
So
Yeah.
you were never really a big fan of the Bond franchise?
Not that I wasn't a big fan. I just never. Hold on. Woo! Woo! Woo!
You
Yeah,
good?
that was a big sneeze. I'm good. But yeah, it's not that I dislike the Bond franchise. I don't know. I just felt like I really enjoyed Casino Royale. I thought that was a great movie. And then for some reason, I didn't watch Quantum of Solace. And then since I missed that one, I kind of felt like, oh well, I gotta watch that one before I watch the other ones, or else like it just wouldn't make sense. Because it seems like they were more connected than the previous Bond films.
Yeah, no, all of these Daniel Craig Bond films are follow one or like one narrative. They're all in one universe. Compared to like Pierce Brosnan, where like each one just like adventure of the week type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and with this one, they're going to pass off the Bond franchise to I'm trying to find her name. Naomi, well, no, no, Naomi Harris. Uh,
So they
they're
already
going
have
to
connect.
pass off the Bond role in this movie, and so it
Uh-huh.
makes me wonder. It's like, are they going to continue this Bond storyline, like this universe, or like reboot it entirely? But I don't
Oh,
know.
I think
We'll see.
I think I think they'll reboot it. I'm still devastated by Ava Green's death in Casino Royale.
Yeah. So anyway, so James Bond isn't a franchise where me or you is not going super crazy about, but for the next story, we are, or one of us is going BANANES. Right, Gio?
Hell yeah, I'm going fucking bananas. Let's fucking go. So this was a rumor. We didn't have there was no real concrete evidence of this. It was just kind of, the certain like land permits and, speculation here, speculation there type story. But we finally have it announced that Universal Studios and Nintendo plan to grow Super Nintendo World in Osaka, Japan by 70%. The Super Nintendo World theme park is set to expand with all new Donkey Kong area coming in 2024. So this means that not only do I have to go to Japan next year, but I also have to go back to Japan in 2024. And I am ready. So according to Polygon, this new Donkey Kong theme area will feature a roller coaster, unspecified interactive experiences, and themed merchandise and food. So, all right. So we know that we've heard rumors of a roller coaster in the Donkey Kong area. If it's a roller coaster and it's Donkey Kong, it's got to be minecart, right? Because that's how the games are. And I think Shigeru Miyamoto, who is not spearheading, but he's there as kind of like a lead creative consultant and supervisor for these, is that his goal is to make the theme parks feel like not just like it's a theme park of the game, but like you're actually in the game itself. And while I do have some criticisms of the Mario world, I do feel the immersion and the interaction that they have there is spot on. Have you have you seen the walkthroughs of Super Nintendo World, Mikey?
Only from the links that you've shown me. Like other than that, yeah, I haven't delved into it that much.
I'm very much excited. I can't wait to go there whenever I get to Japan. It's gonna be amazing. But yeah, a Donkey Kong experience, like I don't know. Like I know there's gonna be mine carts. They're probably gonna have like interactions with like the bad guys. Also, like, did you play the old any SNES Donkey Kong games?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, so I think they could have like interactive animatronics with like the animal buddies, like the rhino
Hmm.
that you used to ride on,
Oh
and like the
yeah.
other different like the different animal buddies. They'll probably have the rhino there. I'm pretty sure I can imagine them having Funky's kind of stand is like a merchandise. Like remember in the game where you had like the plane that was like crash landed and then you would see Funky Kong there.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
dang,
sure
yeah,
they'll have
it
like
bring me back. Yeah.
they're gonna have that stand. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of banana flavored food, like because there has to be, right?
Right.
Like, you know what I would love for them to do to make this minecart level? Like, yeah, make it a roller coaster, but also have a lot of like dark ride scenes in there. Like you see Donkey Kong like exploring like the ruins, you see the Kremlings, like the bee villains, the crocodile villains,
Kind of like
maybe even
in the style of like pirates ish.
I was thinking more Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, that's a better one. Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 Dude,
So bring
if
us
they can
Indiana Jones with replace him with Donkey Kong.
yeah, let's do it. Like I think that would be fucking
That
amazing.
too would be a
And the
dope
fact
ride
that
actually. Now that I think about it.
if they're gonna expand the land by 70%, then this should be a pretty big like update.
So will this reflect on other lands, here in America?
I think it depends, right? Because I think in Hollywood, I think we're just getting the Mario stuff because it that area is that park is so small and they don't really have area to grow.
Yeah, no, it's like all their areas are already like been established and fenced off before like day one. It felt like. Well, actually, no,
Yeah.
they added the Fast and Furious and King Kong stuff, but like even then, like they just replaced it with something else. Or those were replacements.
Yeah. And even those they were just kind of like sound stages. It wasn't like an actual like, land that they were creating. So it seems like we're just gonna get the Mario stuff, and I wouldn't even be surprised if we don't get the full Mario Land. If we just get like the Mario Kart ride with like some theming here and there, which is a little disappointing. But in Florida, right? Supposedly they're creating the third gate in their Florida like kind of theme park because they bought all this new land, and if they're creating a new gate, and if they're seeing that Nintendo World is one of the big things that's bringing people in, then they have all of this new land that they bought to expand. So I think they will get Donkey Kong over there. And the hope is that if they keep expanding, I really want to see what they would do with the Zelda theme park,
Ooh, that would be kind of cool.
right? So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a Zelda theme park, maybe a Kirby theme park. I honestly think that it would be amazing if they did a Space Mountain type ride with Kirby because he's always flying around in the shooting star going around or the superstar going around in space, and I think that would be an amazing ride. But it is what it is. We'll see how things go. I'm ready to eat banana flavored stuff. I'm ready to ride this mine cart. I'm ready to see all the DK buddies around, and it's gonna be litty. But that's not the only video game news we have, or video game adaptation news. What else is going on, Mikey?
Yeah, so, Last of Us Day, which is the day that the first Last of Us was released. Uh, it happened. Last of Us Day is on September 26th. And game studio Naughty Dog recently rolled out a bunch of new merchandise for their annual Outbreak Day, including shirts, jackets, guitar accessories, and confirmed that a 2000 guitar replica will be available in Austria, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Spain, and the UK. It also confirmed that the studio is planning on showing off all new content uh, this week. Meanwhile, HBO just shared a production still of actors Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. They're just the backs of two people, and boom, that's it right there. And fans are going crazy or hyped because it sure it could be anybody in that production, but we just know that that is Joel and Ellie, and all we need to, and that's all we need, right? And Polygon went a bit more in depth with their analysis, saying that the image shows the duo from the back. Each wearing their signature worn backpacks and staring at a destroyed commercial airplane. Joel is wearing a blue denim shirt, holding a Carhartt in his hands, while Ellie is wearing a dark pink hoodie, similar to what she wore in the game. And yeah, so as we reported in the past, Last of Us TV series is slated for 10 episodes and seems to be a higher production value than Game of Thrones. So yeah, have you seen this image? Does it
Yeah,
excite you,
it
Gio?
it doesn't get me like splooging, but I'm like, okay, like having a visual to the Last of Us show makes it a little bit more real, makes me a little bit more excited to see like, oh, this we'll see how this goes. I think the thing that's disappointing to me is the fact that they teased stuff for like Last of Us Day, and all it was like merch and stuff. I was expecting like, oh, maybe we'll see
Like a teaser,
multiplayer.
like just like 30-second ad even. But no,
Yeah, we
we
just
just
got
got
like merch.
we got their backs.
Yeah, literally, we got their backs. But they even so this wasn't put in the article, but right now, the Naughty Dog in a blog post, they said that we see the community comments as many of you clamor for multiplayer and want updates. For now, we say that we love what the team is developing and want to give them time to build their ambitious project. We'll reveal more when it's ready. To that end, we've been busy growing our team inside the kennel since The Last of Us 2 launch and currently are in the full swing of hiring for multiplayer related positions. And hint, so if you know someone or qualifies, apply on our jobs page. So I think what this tells me is that we're still far away from having that multiplayer stuff release if they're still looking to hire people. So it just gets you thinking like it can't be the whole Naughty Dog staff working on this multiplayer. So what else could they be working on?
That's a very good question. Maybe the next Last of Us for PS5, even though it's only been 1 year removed.
Yeah, I mean we did hear about the rumors of a Last of Us remake, which to me is a dumb idea, but whatever.
And
You
made
know,
by Naughty
maybe
Dog
the
too, right? Right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
I feel
yeah, and also oh, I forgot what I was gonna say about Last of Us Day. But oh well. Anyways, let's just move on to the main topics. Starting with
hold
wait,
on.
which one do you want to go first? What if?
Let's do what if, but I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Alright.
BRB.
Whoops. Whoops. Blam. And so yeah. Yeah, I'm actually e- excited to talk about this episode or this week's what if because it's very I would say it's one of my favorite episodes. And we're also going to be talking about Squid Game because that's in the zeitgeist right now. And I just watched it literally an hour before we went live, and only the first episode though. And yeah, I kind of get the hype. I kind of get the hype. No spoilers. Okay, no, we're not. We're not. We won't talk spoilers until the last 5 minutes of the timer. So you'll know when to dip out. But yeah, are you guys planning on watching Squid Game? Because I wasn't until actually I don't know. I probably would have, but Gio was like, "Well, let's watch Squid Game, see what the hype's about." And I'm like, "All right, might as well." And yeah, what did we talk about last week? That we didn't talk about what if I forget. But Gio, what did we talk about last week that we didn't talk about what if?
We talked about the Nintendo Direct,
Hmm? Wait, what?
and then the Nintendo Direct,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and Star Wars Visions.
As I started watching it, I've seen other Korean dramas, so I was excited to watch Squid Game. That's nice, Samantha. Yeah. Wait, what enticed? Oh, we'll get to it when we talk about Squid Game. But first, let's talk about uh what if. So
All right. So
Gio, I want to give us the or non spoiler thoughts. What do you think about this episode?
I think that this finally gives what if kind of it kind of, how do I say this without spoiling it? So we've been watching What If for about what 8 weeks now, 9 weeks now,
Yeah, I think 8 weeks.
and I think although while I did enjoy some of the episodes a lot more than others, I feel like we finally have a purpose as to, like, okay, I can see why they made this. I do still have the complaints about the 30-minute episodes being too short. I think that if they were to create this, if they were to do this expansion and do full hour episodes where we kind of actually get to, how do I say, the pacing of a lot of these episodes that felt like unearned. Like we talked about Marvel Zombies
Oh yeah,
2 weeks ago, and how Peter Parker or how anyone, they like see their friend die and they're like, oh no. Anyways,
yeah,
right? And I felt like that's been a real thing throughout all of these episodes, or even in like the one with T'Challa, where he was Star Lord, and you see, Yondu kind of like, I'm so mad at you, blah 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 blah. Oh, I couldn't stay mad at you forever. Like you see, kind of the emotional stakes don't
yeah,
feel like as earned because it's just so short and they're just speed running through it. I think if they were to extend it to an hour, then we could see this. But finally, now with this episode, I feel like it was great. It was good. We finally kind of see reasons for why this was created, and I'm actually pretty excited for it, or to see what comes next week.
yeah. Same. And this is the I would say this is probably the first What If episode where it makes me like, oh, I can't wait for next week's episode because up until now it's just like, oh yeah, there's a new What If. All right, I'll check it out.
Hmm.
But yeah, and but it's with this one because of what happened. There's a lot of uh breaking fourth wall, sort of.
Kind of, yeah, I would say so. I do also want to say that with this episode, um, I feel like if you haven't watched it yet and you don't know what the episode's about, just don't even look at the title.
Oh, I didn't even see what the title was called. I just like,
Oh, you just went in?
yeah, I just went in without spoilers. If you haven't seen any What If episodes, uh, what if it's just how many times we can see or how many ways we can see Tony Stark die? And yeah, oh, wait, has he died in every episode or every time you've seen him?
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Let me run through them. Um, Captain Carter, he wasn't that one. He wasn't in the second one. He,
Samantha says yes. Huh?
yeah.
Hey,
Oh crap, he has. Like I just realized that. Yeah, he died in the murder mystery one. He died in the one with Killmonger. He died in Marvel Zombies. He died. Is it just because they can't find anyone to really voice Robert Downey Jr. or to voice Iron Man?
let's kill him off immediately, and then it kind of adds to your point where like the emotional stakes aren't really like there because like yeah we just now realize that he dies in the spoilers where in every episode and we're just like okay next
Like
plot
you
point
don't,
please.
because like in spoilers for Endgame, if you haven't seen, if you watch What If and haven't seen Endgame, that's kind of weird, but whatever. But I ain't gonna judge you. But spoilers for Endgame, because when you see Tony Stark die in Endgame,
Mhm.
it's like, yo, this has been the culmination of fucking years that we've known this character throughout Avengers movies, throughout Iron Man movies, and to see him finally like just really make the sacrifice play and be the guy to sacrifice himself for everyone. Like it's like, oh, like that hurts because you see his relationship with Pepper, you see that he has a daughter, and even I think Tony Stark's death didn't really hit me in the movie until I see his daughter ask for a cheeseburger. And I was like, "Ah, shit, that was a throwback." Like that got me. But
Yeah, and for
yeah,
them
I don't
to
know.
just have his death like this happen every single episode, yeah, it kind of just treats it like kind of gives underhands it a little bit.
Almost like a meme, really. Like, oh,
Yeah,
Tony Stark, he's gonna die.
kind of like the Kenny of the What If series, like South
Exactly.
Park.
Like Tony Stark just dies every fucking episode. That's crazy. I didn't realize that until Night Samantha brought it up. Because he's only in what, four episodes?
I
He's
think so. Because like, and every time, spoilers for what if right now, if you're still in, we're in episode 8. Yeah, every time he dies, they treat it like oh shit, Tony Stark just died, and but to it like doesn't have that same effect as it did in the Endgame because they just move on from it so quickly.
you know, I've just realized we haven't had really a Steve Rogers episode.
Yeah, I actually thought we were going to see Steve Rogers episode, and I thought it was him, but then I saw the arrow, so I was like, oh, okay, never. But
Yeah, no,
yeah,
we have 'cause we haven't had like a Captain America episode. We had Captain Britain and we've had Steve Rogers, but nothing really that focuses in on Captain America because we had a Thor episode like
yeah,
what, last week?
do we have a Hulk episode? No, we haven't. Do we?
Mm, no. We had a Thor episode. We've had a T'Challa episode, a Star Lord episode. I mean, well, whatever, T'Challa episode. We've had Captain Carter. We've had, well, is that it? We had, well, I guess we've had an Iron Man episode, the one with him and Killmonger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we had, yeah, I don't. Anyways, like I think that I kind of want to go into spoilers, but
Let's go into spoilers. Well, how many episodes do we have left of What If?
this
Do we
is the
know?
penultimate one. So we next week it wraps up.
Oh, so this okay. So next week is the series finale. Oh dang,
And then we get like what, two week breaks, and then we go into Hawkeye.
dang. How come is that? It's coming that soon?
I thought Hawkeye was in November, isn't it? Hold on, let me look it up. Hawkeye TV show. Hawk.
But yeah. So let's go. Let's just get into spoilers. So yeah, we start off pretty much with Hawkeye and Black Widow. Kind of, it gave me Terminator vibes, and they even referenced it. Even Captain Marvel came in with calling them Skynet, and yeah, is it? I don't think it's the same James Spader. Did he voice it? I didn't check.
No, I don't think it was James Spader because
The
like
voice,
James
yeah, it seemed
Spader,
weird.
he has a certain tone to his voice, and it just kind of felt like an imitation. It didn't feel like it was James Spader on that one, but I could look it up if you want.
Yeah, well, and I was surprised that like, oh, it's not. I think we'd have Paul Bettany's voice coming out of Vision's body, but it was kind of off-putting hearing a James Spader Ultron voice coming out of Vision's face. But I did like how he looked with his whole like Vision Ultron outfit. I was like, okay, that's dope. And so let's talk about the biggest thing where he breaks through the multiverse somehow and interacts with our narrator, the Watcher, played by Jeffrey Wright. And what got me really hyped in this episode is when the Watcher's like, I can see the past, the future, the present, everything that's going on. But what the hell is this? And I was like, oh shit.
I thought there was one part. Oh, let's go back. I kind of want to go back. Like we see Ultron kind of gain this sentence
Mm.
of like, okay, he can see through now he can see through the multiverse, and he can sense like the Watcher, which is something that we haven't really seen before. But then I was like thinking like, no, because the Watcher was able to interact with evil Doctor Strange at the end of that episode. So this doesn't seem like it's that far fetched because I think the evil Doctor Strange was able to sense the Watcher as well. Or am I tripping?
I know, probably. Oh, no, no, probably, but yeah. I can don't see that. He did. It's not Samantha.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess, how do I say this? Like we finally kind of have a purpose. We kind of have a big bad, and we'll see if they're able to tie in everything, or if because Doctor Strange now he has supposedly like supreme sorcerer powers, and so he should be able to also be able to pull characters out of the multiverse. So are we gonna see like an episode where he's pulling out like Doctor or Captain Carter? He's pulling out T'Challa, Star Lord, and they're all kind of just going in and like fighting everyone.
But what do you think about when we saw not Ultron, Thanos when he first showed up? That actually gave me a big oh shit moment.
I thought that was kind of an ass pull because like to be honest, like Ultron at that level, he just had the Mind Stone in Vision's body.
Yeah,
Why
and
couldn't
compared
Vision
to
do that to
Thanos'
Ultron?
four other stones.
Yeah, why couldn't Vision do that to Thanos, like in the movies? Like, what stopped him from doing that?
Thanos' death was so cheap. Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah,
it was like it kind of like the issue that you're saying, like, oh, okay, well, anyways, I was like, oh, I was like, okay, so he's supposed to be that powerful, but yeah, now that you said, like, yeah, he only did that with one stone compared to Thanos' four, like, it's like they didn't even have enough runtime to even try to do a fight with him.
exactly. It would just kind of felt like they threw that in as like an oh shit moment. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
just to
okay.
escalate his big bad.
Like to and I guess like people have been like clamoring to see if like Ultron would return somehow in the MCU, and gives them a way to actually return Thanos, not Thanos, Ultron, and bring him back, but not probably not in the movies. But oh, he's the big villain of the What If series. So I don't know. It just seems like what Nice Samantha said, like they didn't have enough room time to do a fight. They just kind of did that, and it kind of contradicts like, okay, so why couldn't Vision do that in the MCU? It kind of took me out of it a little bit.
Well, what took me out of it was like, is Armin Zola really that powerful?
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, would Zola be able to destroy Ultron's code?
Yeah, and
I
it's
don't know.
like, this it's kind of weird to me. Like, oh, he's powerful enough to stop Ultron, who has 5 Infinity Stones, with this analog code. And I was like, oh, so where was that power before?
Exactly. Well, they probably couldn't get to Zola's first or last copy because it was still the Russian government was hiding it because it was in the KGB archives. So,
Yeah, but it's
but
like,
still,
but he's is it that's one of many, well, last copy, but like, makes me wonder
I
of
would
earlier copies, like what the hell, like what stopped Zola? How to defeat Ultron? Turn him off by pressing down on his power button for 5 seconds, right? Like,
exactly. Also,
but
another thing like that scene where like Hawkeye is like giving up and the Watcher is just like, just do it. It's right there. Just do it. Go. That shit was kind of irritating to me.
yeah, and it's like it was trying a little too hard to be like the movie Endgame, like but
Yeah.
flipped.
Like okay, so I did enjoy this episode. I did, but as a whole, I would say I would put What If at like the bottom of the Disney Plus shows.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And, but I think I liked this episode a lot, mostly because it was basically a Dragon Ball Z episode with Ultron versus the Watcher, battling through like bunch of worlds.
Yeah,
We see Wakanda, we see the place where Thor Ragnarok took place. I don't know. Well, and then yeah.
yeah. I mean, also another thing too is like when Ultron destroyed or Ultron nuked
Oh,
the
that was
world.
an amazing visual. Like that was dope.
Why didn't they call Captain Marvel sooner? I feel like she might have been able to beat Ultron with just one Infinity
Yeah,
Stone.
what is she doing during all these crazy as catastrophic events?
I don't
To
know.
be like, I'm
That's
busy
always
doing this instead, and like,
I think Disney really still hasn't figured out what to do with Captain Marvel. Like they kind of if they had Captain Marvel planned from the start, then maybe they could have figured out a way to like weave her in or at least make it so that oh, she doesn't show up until now, because she just got her powers. But like since they set it in the 90s and made her go away and all these things are happening, it's just like, yo, where is she? Where is Captain Marvel? If she's so powerful, right? Like I said, I think Disney has a Captain Marvel problem.
Yeah, I would agree. So yeah, that brings us to the end of our discussion of episode 8 of What If. Right? Is that episode 8?
9.
9? Okay, yeah. And yeah, I would say it's part of my top 3. The first one is I already forgot what's the other one. Oh, the Doctor
Uh,
Strange one.
my favorite one is still the murder mystery one. I don't know. I enjoy a good mystery.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, we go from Disney Plus What If to Netflix Squid Game. And
Squid
what's
Game.
the hype on social media right now? Because yeah, and then, so what do you think about this episode, Joe? Or one, yeah, non-spoiler thoughts.
Or
And
no
we will
spoiler.
get into spoilers in the last
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I don't know. I feel like, oh yeah, the last 5 minutes. Yeah, let's
Well,
see how
we'll
long
try
we can
to
talk non-spoilers.
not spoilers for a while. Yeah, no, because I originally came to you and it was like, hey, have you seen this? This is what people are talking about right now. It's currently the zeitgeist, right? It's currently the thing that people are
Is
talking about.
this
This is
all of Squid Game or just episode? Just only the first episode?
this episode 1,
Yeah, because
right?
I haven't seen any of them. And yeah, and I just finished. We both just finished watching the first episode this morning.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things where you hear the zeitgeist, and I didn't watch the trailer. Did you?
No, only until I was editing for this, and then it was very interesting. Like I was getting Black Mirror esque vibes. So like, you had no exposure to any visuals of Squid Game before watching it.
I heard about it, and I saw like a still image on like a website, and I was like, okay, this seems to be kind of in my bag because this reminds me of a lot of what did we say? What did we say earlier? You said it was like Saw with Black Mirror
But yeah, I
vibes.
was like, I was saying it's basically battle royale plus Saw and a little bit of Black Mirror, and take the plot battle royale, replace it not with just high schoolers but with entire city, and yeah, and have some Black Mirror esque elements, as you can see with the mask and the costumes and all that, and like the weird dystopian environment.
So, let me ask you another question, Mikey. Did you watch this subbed or dubbed?
Uh, I watched it dubbed, and funny you asked that because there's been a lot of complaints about the dubbing and the subbing, and saying it's not capturing the nuance of what they're actually saying.
I think also it's because I watch a lot of anime dubbed,
Mhm.
and it's a lot more jarring seeing like IRL like people like dubbed. Like it's a lot more like, oh, this is like jarring and like
But like
it
live
it breaks the
action
immersion. Yeah,
dub, yeah, and
yeah,
like
it breaks.
the voice acting for the dubbing,
It's
it's
funny.
it's not the best.
Mm-mm. No, it was really bad, and I the only reason why I chose to watch the dub is because while I was also like typing up notes while I was watching it, so I kind of didn't want to like be so engaged to where I had to read and like if I looked down I would miss something. So I had the kind of the dub on so I could like look
Yeah.
down while I was typing stuff up. But I very much, how do I say this? I think I'm gonna watch the rest of this. I'm gonna watch it subbed from now on. What about you?
Uh, well, because my sister was telling me like, yeah, the sub and the dub are equally as bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, well, okay. And I was asking her like, oh, so which one should I watch? Because she's like, I first started watching uh she says first started watching the dub, and then she didn't like the dub, and then so she started watching the sub, and then like you could tell like or like her, yeah, the Korean friends who can understand what they're saying without dubbing or subbing, and like yeah, they're missing a lot of like this
The
small
nuance.
details of the language that they're like of the sentence that they're saying. And Nice Samantha says the sub is so good, you capture the true emotions of the actors. So sub is the way to go. Nice Samantha. So yeah, I think I might. I'm gonna try out sub for the next episode. Well,
Okay,
yes, he says. Okay. Yeah. So
for
yeah,
sure.
I'm definitely try. And
Yeah,
I'm kind of. I wish I didn't see this trailer because we're not in spoilers yet, but yeah, this pretty much like a Arc Notes trailer.
yeah. I watched the trailer. Like a part of it, I just when I'm putting the doc together, I just grabbed the first trailer, the Netflix one, and I kind of wish that like because I did see a part of it, but I stopped it because I'm like, okay, I don't want to spoil myself on more of it, and I really I really do like kind of the design or kind of like the vibe of when they're actually in the actual like games and
Yeah.
stuff. The thing that I really enjoyed about this is kind of the it gave me the same feeling I got when I was playing games like Danganronpa or Zero Escape, where these death games is something that it's almost like a genre of visual novels, but I very much enjoy them. So kind of like the emotional stakes, the kind of like the high intensity, like it gives you almost like that little bit of anxiety of like, oh shit, like oh this is on edge. Nice Samantha says if you haven't watched any Korean movies in the actual language, then yeah, you feel weird because you're watching something in a language that is foreign to you, but the actors do a good job. Yeah, I know. I'm cool with watching foreign stuff. I'm very much cool with that. But like I said, man, I have so many questions just watching this first episode. Like it did engage me. It did at first I was a little bored of the actual like setup of the
Yeah. The
character, the
first
main
half
character.
hour. Oh no, it's only
No, it
it's
is an
about
hour
an hour
long.
50 minutes, or no, it's just 50 minutes. But yeah, like the
Yeah.
first 30 minutes, yeah, like it was very typical cliche type of setup, and like
Ne'er
it's
do
everything that
well.
it's nothing that you have not seen before in a movie like this. If you've seen a Battle Royale or Saw or maybe some Black Mirror esque like or some episodes.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to just go into spoilers?
Let's just get into it. So yeah, spoilers for Squid
Episode
Game
one.
episode 1, and also the spoilers are being shown the trailer anyway. So yeah, let's get into it.
All right, let's get into. All right. So, what do you think of the main character?
Uh, yeah, he's I'm not like rooting. I mean, like I guess you do have to root for him, but like
Yeah.
he's not a likable character, and like cause and neither are any of the other characters. I say maybe except for that one guy, the son
The
who's supposed to
friend,
be off
right?
on the business trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Like
oh
he's the only
damn,
one.
yeah,
He's the only one that I'm
and the
like,
old guy.
okay.
But then
Yeah.
there's always that pretext like, oh, they're in debt because they're just terrible with their finances, and they go to degenerate lengths to get it out of their debt, but it makes it even worse, which is why they're all in here. So like,
Yeah.
it makes me think it's like, okay, so no one here is really likable except for that one business dude.
Yeah.
Well, because we
So
don't know
yeah,
much more about him.
we'll see what happens. Like I don't know. I feel like as someone who has played several like video games like this and has watched stories like this, and it's like I just feel like don't get too attached to characters because I just feel like everyone's gonna end up dying.
So, what do you think of the main character?
I think he's very your typical like ne'er do well like guy who's like has kind of a good heart, but he's also kind of a scumbag. Like he wants to do good, but he's been put in shitty situations and he doesn't make the best decisions. Like he took money from his mom to go gamble, and even though he won, he lost all that money. So he was very much kind of like okay, I've seen this trope before, like kind of like the lovable rascal.
Yeah, and then he's getting punked around by the mafia type dudes.
Yeah, some like loan sharks and stuff, and you feel for him because like, oh, he just wants to like treat his daughter well and provide financially for her, but he's just so like deep in the shit that he can't. So I don't know. Like I think I have an idea where the story is going, playing this, and kind of the themes of like money and debt and what lengths people would go to like pull themselves out of those situations. And I think they do pretty much carry on to the real world because we do live in a society like that where people are put like
We live in a
50,
society.
60, 70, 80. Yeah, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Like in we live in a society where people are put into huge amounts of debt in because of situations out of their control or because, they were young and taken advantage of. Like even our whole college system takes advantage of young people every year and puts them into like 80K debt
Yeah,
just
the
because like, oh,
premise
I
of
want
the
to.
show is very, very relatable.
Yeah, no, it very much is. And what how far people will go for money. Turns out it's a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, would you would you play the Squid Game for $19 million?
Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm not into this.
Like,
I don't like. Ugh.
I think I would do it
Ugh.
if there wasn't so many people because I feel like for the first game, the red light, green light, like I don't trust people to like not push me or like use me as a shield, like how we saw in the episode. And like, but we did see. Actually, no, there was another likable person in the show. It's the guy that saved our main dude from falling, which is
Oh
crazy. I was like,
yeah.
okay, how did you guys freeze in time in mid fall? But it's like,
I
whatever. But yeah,
I also really like the old man.
the old man and the foreigner.
Yeah. I like the old man. He's just like he's just a crazy old man. And when everyone was scared, he was just like
He was always
I'll
smiling, and I'm
move on
like,
to the
and he
front.
was anticipating the red light too. I was like, perfectly. I was like, oh wow,
Yeah, no, because like red light, green light, like if you played that game as a kid, you can kind of figure out the pattern or like kind of like how long people will wait.
yeah, and he wasn't even the
Also, that
first one to cross, which makes me think it's like, okay, so his 5 head play was like, I'm just going to take 2 steps every time, and then he eventually
exactly.
crossed, and I was like, damn, I was like, that's that's hella smart,
Well, the people who ran at the when the first guy got shot and they all panicked and ran, like you're all fucking stupid.
dude. Yeah, and they kept running towards the doors, like, dude, after you see the first or maybe the first 5 people getting shot on their way to the back door, I was like, okay, maybe I should stop running. But no, they were doing some World War Z pile up business. I'm like, okay. And yeah, it was crazy seeing them just get mowed down after every red light. I think maybe there was like at least 3 to 5 people getting shot every time. I was
Could
like, oh
you
dang, this is so intense.
could you hide under the pile of bodies?
Yeah, but then you have to get up within the green light
I mean, or
time,
like wait until the game is over. Like, oh, they
or you
probably
have to
have some type of
cross within the 5 minute limit.
they, they probably have like some type of tracking on them
And then like
because
they
like
have like gazillion guns, snipers
yeah.
just looking at. Yeah, yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like, what do you think of the girl twisting her head? Give me a little Bioshock vibes.
It did give me a little BioShock vibes, but it's like BioShock and Danganronpa and Saw and like this is very in my alley,
Yeah,
and I'm
same.
excited for it.
And
So I'm, I'm
so where do you think
I'll
the
probably
show's
finish this.
where do you think the show's gonna go?
I think okay, so we end up on the cliffhanger of them trying to vote if they want to end the game, and I think so. I need to know: does it have to be every participant that votes yes, or does it just have to be a simple majority? Because I feel like the old man still wants to play.
Yeah, that old dude is like, he's playing to win.
Like, would it be like if the rules are that everyone has to vote yes to get off? Like, wouldn't it be a bitch if everyone votes off except him?
Damn.
I could see that happening. And so they said they're like all child's games, and So you know the Squid Game from the beginning of the episode, right?
Yeah.
You know that's got to be like the final game.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the rules of that game.
I didn't even understand it either because I don't know, maybe if you're Korean and you played that as a kid, it makes sense. But
Is that a
I mean, the
common
name of
game?
the
Children's game in Korea? Is
what's that?
that a common children's game? I'm gonna look it up.
I don't
Then I'm probably
know.
gonna find like Squid Game results of random stuff.
But red light, green light. Like, what else could they fucking play?
Oh, it is real life. Okay, yeah, they are. It's based off of
Is
real life Korean children's games. Okay, that's cool.
also I had a question. Like, do they get? I also have a theory that whenever someone dies, like the debt that they accumulate gets put into the pot.
Ooh, yeah. I added 2 minutes
Uh,
because here's what I think is I think it's gonna go play out similarly to Hunger Games, where they bring the system
okay.
down somehow, or well, it's maybe a show. I don't even know if they're gonna make a season two, so I'm just gonna pretend it's a standalone season, and yeah, they'll probably like bring down the system or something like that. Very typical Hunger Games ish. But yeah, what do you think the end game is gonna be like?
I think it's gonna be the main character, the girl, and the dude, the big bully dude. I think those are gonna be the last three left. And I
Hmm.
think if I had to guess, I think I don't think the main guy kills himself. I either him or the girl sacrifice themselves for the other. And I think the girl sacrifices himself herself for him because he still has a kid. If he didn't have a daughter, I feel like he would have sacrificed himself for her,
Hmm.
but I think it'll be the other way around. But I think that's how it'll play out
I think the business dude is gonna sacrifice himself. Something
for
like that.
him.
Yeah, but and I think the guy that saved him from falling is gonna make it to the end.
You think he's gonna be the because we also don't know who like how many winners there is really also because we
I
don't
made
know
it
the
seem
rules.
like oh yeah, actually yeah. Hold on, it's a, it can only be one,
Is
probably.
there only one or is it the game like at the end of the game like the
Oh, if you pass all six, it's divided between the winners.
yeah, it divided the winners, so we don't know.
I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna watch the rest of the show now. Like, so for next week, you want to like review the whole season as a whole? We're probably gonna be watching this, or
Yeah,
would you
fuck,
want
why
to do
not?
like per episodes per week or something?
How many episodes are there?
Uh, I don't know.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, the Squid Game. All right, we have uh no only 9 episodes.
Okay, so let's do two episodes 2, 3, and 4 and 5. So let's do 4
Yeah, so we have
this
4 next
week
week and then the last 4 in 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So for next week, our main topics are probably most likely gonna be, well, yeah, gonna be same topics again. What if and up through
Squid
episode
Game.
5 of Squid Game, and then the next week we'll probably watch James Bond. Then actually, I don't know. Do you want to watch James Bond? I'm not.
We'll see. We'll see what pops up.
Yeah. And then yeah, we'll talk about the rest of Squid Game. So yeah,
Hey,
that
have
will
you?
be in 2 weeks. So yeah, that will be our lineup for the next 2 weeks. And yeah, so that brings us to the end of our main topics, and we will close out with the final word. Gio, take it
All
away.
right. Hey, give me the one.
Boom.
Boom. All right. So, hear me out. Right. Squid Game. People fighting. People playing games for all this money, and basically risking their lives. Here's the thing. Right. We live in a society. We live in a society that is not too far flung from that, right? Like I said, we have basically basic human rights being taken away because people need jobs, working in places like Amazon where they can't even fucking piss. You know, they have to piss in bottles, they have crying booths. We already live in that dystopia, right? You may not feel it and it may not directly affect you, but we're there, right?
Right.
We're there already. We have a game show where we almost had a game show about activism where people had to compete to get their activism what's it called? Their platforms you know, relevancy and money in order to be like, is it education or is it global warming? Why do we have to gamify and why do we have to live in the society where people have to basically, fight to survive? Right? It's all corruption. It's all corruption. And we're playing a hand into it because all we want to do is consume, consume, consume. Now, I get it, right? We've grown up in this, we have convenience, and we just kind of, if we don't feel the immediate effects of anything, we just don't care. And it's true. Very similar to Activision Blizzard. As long as we get another fucking Call of Duty game every year, no one cares that all of the women on that staff are being fucking sexually harassed. All I'm saying is, I'm not telling y'all to just, go out there and just burn shit down and fight the revolution. Or maybe, maybe I am. But I'm just telling you to just, stay in the know and pretty much think about things before you purchase or consume. Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's your boy, Gio Huey Flow, alongside my co host,
Mikey.
reminding you to stick around for the post show. Check us out on our platforms Twitter, Patreon, and Instagram. And like always, stay thriving, stay fighting, stay surviving.
Bam, I
Gucci,
messed
Gucci,
up that
Gucci.
end credits, and we're back.
We're back. Yo, what's up? What's up?
Yeah.
What you doing today,
So,
Mikey?
yeah. So, tell us. Well, wait, what? What'd you say?
I said, what are you doing today?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Well, you're probably just gonna clean my room. I was planning on playing Deathloop, but the delivery's been delayed because I was supposed to get it yesterday. I was planning today to be like my Deathloop day, but now
Yeah.
it's not here, so my day just whatever. What about yourself?
So I got invited by some coworkers over for like a barbecue at one of their houses.
Ooh,
I feel like I've been entrusted in this, or not entrusted, but I feel like I've been accepted into the circle of the cool teachers.
are you part of the cool teacher squad?
I guess I'm part of the cool teacher squad. But because there's some of the teachers there that like, okay, so like how I talk to you is sometimes how I talk in at like work meetings or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
no, yeah. I remember when I first started working with you, it's like when we've never worked together, but the way we banter, we just talk a bunch of shit, and
yeah,
like no filter. And then when I started working with you, like all right, gotta be in work mode. And but it turns out Geo doesn't have a work mode; he just has a Geo mode, and he still talks all that shit while we're at work. And I'm like, should we be doing this, talking like this? And then, but the management was like, that's Geo. I'm like, okay. And then, yeah. So yeah, so you do that at school now too?
yeah, kind of. Not really, not as bad. Like, I do have a little. I have more of a filter at this job than I did at Chardonnay because that was just a part-time job, and this is an actual like job profession. But yeah, no, I like okay, so I so there's a teacher at my job. He's a union rep. He's an older gentleman. He seems like a nice guy, but he's one of those that like if he talks to you like you're caught, right? You're like stuck talking to him, like, and you got to move along and do shit. right? And he was talking about stuff with the like the union and what we should do with the district. And me being me, as a joke, I was like, well, I for one think that I advocate for violence. And he was like, oh, no, 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 none of that, none of that. I was like, dude, uh
Wait, how
do you
was
get my
that?
humor? It's like I was being sarcastic. I mean, kind of not really. Like if like the union was like, you know what, we're just gonna throw bricks at like the district boards like cars. Be like, fuck yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
How was the
But
teacher
like,
that you were guy? This guy
he-
you were talking to?
I don't know how old he is. He's got to be like in his 60s though.
Hey,
Definitely, yeah,
oh,
he's definitely older gentleman. But like, definitely, definitely, I'm definitely the one that's like, I don't give a fuck. Like we were doing a thing. We were doing a thing at a staff meeting where the principal was leading it, and it's like an icebreaker thing, and then she was like, "Okay, like now I want all of you to think of something that will make your year go by. What do you need to survive the year?" And I was like, "A raise." And she was like, "Oh my god, Twanga, shut up!" Like, I want a raise. I want more money. But yeah. I'd be saying some dumb shit. Like we had a so the school has been trying to push us on this thing, like this program for like audiobooks, but it
mhm.
kind of sucks.
Oh, right.
Um,
Oh, Liz was DMing me while I was like, she's asking tips for going live. It's pretty much just well, best tip is think out loud and always stay talking and don't have any awkward silences like I do. Yeah,
fair.
that's pretty much
Or
it.
yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
so yeah, like
what was I saying?
oh yeah, the
Okay,
school.
so like they had this like hour and a half fucking meeting on Zoom with this lady trying to push us on this program, and I'm over here saying some dumbass shit in the chat, and I'm just like, what about manga? Dr. Stone has a good foundation in
You're
science.
doing that in a work meeting chat.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the lady who was running the meeting, like I don't think she knew what manga was. So she just like typed it up
Was
in
she
the
taking
search bar
everything
on
that you're
the
saying seriously?
yes.
Wow,
Oh god.
nice.
It's how am I not fired? How am I not fired? But yeah, no, that's typical work for me.
I don't have a mic or webcam exactly, so how would chat work out? Oh, well, if you have no way to communicate back with them, uh, in a video or a mic, uh, then yeah, that'd probably be hard. You should pretty much just, yeah, just chatting with them in the chat. It's like that's literally
Unless
the only
you
way you
want
can interact back.
unless you want to do it on your phone, Liz, if you have the capability to do the mobile app, then you can just use the camera from there.
Yeah, Gio, how are you not fired? Yeah, I don't know. That's a hey, that's crazy.
That's crazy. If I survive this 1 year, I get tenure,
Hmm.
and basically, I can't get fired unless I do some heinous shit.
Hmm.
So
And yeah. So is that all that happened?
yeah, that's all. I'm just gonna hang out with some teachers after. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
litty.
Yeah. Yesterday I went out to Oakland. I was gonna stream, but I didn't like do an IRL stream out there. But yeah, I went out to Oakland to celebrate my birthday out there, and it was pretty cracking. Yeah, I enjoyed. I get the hype. This thing called First Fridays, which is it's an event every first Friday in Oakland, and they take 4 city blocks, cut it off, and then it's filled with a bunch of vendors, music performances, and yeah, it's a lot of good music, good food, and good
What'd
vibes.
you eat?
Well, I didn't eat anything at the thing. We went to a Korean restaurant, which is had like a Porto bar, like a little. It has a. It's very popular. We waited maybe about 45 minutes just to get in.
Was it Goji time?
It's supposed to be like a little village inside of it. I don't know,
No, no, I'm thinking of somewhere else.
but yeah, it was very very popular. There was a lot of people there, and yeah, and the food was actually pretty good. I had a kimchi spam fried rice, really really good. Well, I
Sounds
do, but
good.
I don't really want to talk or have my face on Twitch. Oh, well then, Yeah, maybe just don't stream and just do whatever you're doing, and wait till you're ready to show yourself. Because that's
Yeah,
pretty much what streaming is: just showing yourself and interacting while showing yourself. But yeah, anyways, so let's get into our topics.
yeah.
So the
Uh,
first one, uh, we're going to get a remix, or actually not us, but maybe his cellmates. His cellmates are going to get the remix to Conviction. What's going right? With
yeah.
R.
I mean,
Kelly.
R. Kelly was found guilty of racketeering and involving sexual abuse. I mean, and we all know R. Kelly was guilty. We've been knowing R. Kelly was guilty, but somehow he got off the first time, and now he's finally going to pay for his crimes. And yeah, I mean, honestly, can people still really listen to R. Kelly still?
No, only when they watch the beginning of Space Jam.
It's true. And I don't know, like, okay, so you talk about R. Kelly, but people still watch Roman Polanski's films.
True, yeah. So could we? Is there? Is this music, or is this? Should we, or should society separate art from the artist?
Mm. It's hard because I feel like people pick and choose, right? Because
Yeah,
I feel like some people still watch Polanski's films, but they don't listen to R. Kelly. And then some people like they don't even though it's not any confirmation or anything, but some people stop listening to Michael Jackson, even though the documentary that kind of had all those allegations is still like one that people are divided on.
yeah.
I think also I read something that Michael Jackson's estate won the libel suit against that documentary.
Oh yeah, they did. But that's not.
So
It was not covered in the news. So like everyone has that that narrative of what that document was of Rush.
yeah,
But yeah.
so
So yeah, R. Kelly. I think he got indicted on all counts. Wasn't it all counts or pretty much most of it? He's
I
basically
think
gonna
so.
go away uh forever.
Have you seen that video from a while ago when it was like R. Kelly's like manager or some spokesperson was like talking to the media, and then it was in front of like the court, and there's this random dude like he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to get my ID," and he's like, "If free R. Kelly," and then the manager dude is like, "Oh, you can't go this way, you gotta go that way." What the fuck you mean? It's right over there, fam. And he just walked by him in front of the press meeting. It's fucking hilarious.
No, I haven't. But
I'll see if I can find it. Send it to you later. But
yeah.
yeah,
All right. In
fucking
other
me,
news,
fam.
uh, Papa
I
Doc is
mean, we
making
should.
another appearance, but not in a movie. Actually, well, it is
We
gonna
don't
be a
even know.
show, right?
So, like, we talked about how Anthony Mackie is going to be in the next Twisted Metal game, or the Twisted Metal TV show. But they're also going to come up with a game to kind of, I'm assuming, release alongside the TV show to promote it. So, does this mean that are we getting Anthony Mackie's likeness in the game because he is a main character? I don't know. It would be pretty interesting to see, but I don't know. When we looked at this news last week about Anthony Mackie's casting as John Doe in the game, me and you were kind of like, well, one, who's John Doe, and two, like, I don't know. Does it? I want to follow Sweet Tooth and Calypso. Like, what? Who is this John Doe
Yeah, there are
guy?
way more interesting characters than in the Twisted Metal universe already.
But it kind of just seems like in order they kind of when it comes to like shows like this where all the characters are pretty out there and wacky, they usually center the narrative alongside someone who's like the grounded
The
or at least the
everyday
most
man
grounded like
type.
everyday
Yeah,
man. Yeah. So it's whatever.
yeah.
All right, move on to the next. The voice cast, or not the voice cast, the cast for the new Willy Wonka reboot has been announced with Timothée Chalamet playing the titular candy maker, and Rowan Atkinson, who is Mr. Bean himself, also joining. Alongside will be Keegan.
I thought you said Rowan Atkinson showing his cast as Mr. Bean in Willy Wonka.
That'd be hilarious, actually.
I'd love that.
Keegan, Keegan Michael Key and Sally Hawkins will also be in the movie, and it will be directed by Paul King, who directed the critically acclaimed Paddington movies. So I really liked Paddington 1. I haven't seen Paddington 2, but apparently those movies are the second movie is really good. I like the first one a lot too.
Are you getting a bunch of notifications?
What?
Are you getting a bunch of notifications? I'm hearing like a notification pop off.
No, my phone's on silent.
No,
I don't know. I didn't
whatever.
hear anything.
Like, anyways, but yeah, uh, that's a random cast, and I haven't seen any of the Paddington movies, but I heard like it's probably one of the best children's movies of the past decade. Do you
Yeah,
agree with that?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Paddington 1 was really good.
And whose Discord is blowing up? Yeah, it's Discord. It's okay. Yeah, could be. Oh wait, it could be me. Okay, well, yeah, well, I can't. Ah, what the? Yo, yo, what the heck? What just happened? The heck? Oh, now I'm showing. Why is it showing that screen? What the heck is? What is happening? Yo, are you here? Or did I get disconnected? Hold on, what is happening? Uh, Jeez, I have no idea what's happening. I'm going to video call. The heck? Yo, hang up, and let me call you back. Get out the call. I could try restarting your Discord. Okay. Dude, what is that? I'm. Yeah, I think it might be. I muted everything, which is so weird. He's. Hold on. There we go. Hold on. Maybe I think I might have done it. Hold on. I'm going back into the call. Starting video call with Gio. Uh, Allow.
Yo,
Okay.
be back.
Yo, that was weird. I don't know what happened. Like you just like my Discord just stopped working, but I was hearing Discord notifications and all that stuff. It is weird. Anyways, what the heck? There we go. There we go. Everything's all fixed. Anyways, so this other news, like Nintendo, is it a Switch Pro or a Switch? No.
I mean, we kind of covered it, like talking about how Bloomberg basically said that there's dev kits out in the wild of a 4K Switch, but Nintendo has pretty much come out and said you're all a bunch of fucking liars, and that's not true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like, is Nintendo trying to protect pretty much sales for the OLED model? Because if you know that a Switch Pro is coming out, if you're on the fence of an OLED model, you're like, I'm just gonna wait. So, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna get an OLED model. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll just maybe I'll get one because I do like the idea of having a OLED Switch that I can just carry on the go and it be like a nicer screen, better battery, stuff like that. But then if a Switch Pro comes out the year later, then I'll kind of just feel like an asshole.
Hmm.
But then I'll probably still buy that one too because Nintendo has me by the balls.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And I will get to play some Switch games.
that's true. Because if that happens, you can borrow my OG one.
Yeah, and then I stream that. All right. So, anyways, next topic is Evo. There's a big fighting game tournament had to cancel due to COVID.
Yeah, I mean, COVID's pretty much still a thing. The interesting thing about Evo this year would have been this is the first time Sony is running it because they bought the ownership over the Evo tournament last year, or no, this year. Because last year there was some allegations of one of the co-runners or co-owners of Evo having some like basically a Me Too moment. Yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
next
Moving
topic.
on.
Amazon is coming out with a Roomba that can pretty much just the walking Alexa that can go around your house and record and video tape everything that you do. And yeah, I put it to the post. So I was like, you don't need to advertise this Jeff Bezos product.
Yeah, just saying that. Oh, this is something new, and it's kind of pointless. And fuck Jeff Bezos.
Yeah,
There's really no
yeah,
point to this thing, really.
yeah. It's just literally just an Alexa on wheels that goes around your house, and
Exactly.
pretty much like if you want, like you have your own Jarvis, but it'll be Alexa and the Amazon networks buying and providing for you. But yeah, and then next one, Pacquiao. Uh, I thought you would be talk about another thing where it's just what. Well, this
So, like,
story gave me is he's doing a movie based on a true story. Some uh based upon underground Filipino guerrilla soldiers who helped stave off the Japanese occupation by helping U.S. and Filipino soldiers. And yeah, so he's gonna be in that. And the bigger news with Pacquiao is that he retired from boxing and is
yeah.
now going to be running for president.
So we'll see how that goes. You think he'll win?
I don't know, because I don't really know the sentiment, with people's of the Philippines with Pacquiao. Like, yeah, there's some people that love him, but there's some people who are like, oh yeah, he wouldn't be a good president or like good
Yeah,
politician. And like some people is like, oh, he's just a paper politician. So like, I don't know how prevalent that
the sentiment is.
yeah, the attitude is
I
towards
mean, for
him.
years,
So, but yeah, like
I mean, for
it's
years,
still out there.
you, for years, you, me, and Jackson have been talking about how, like, if fuck it, what's his name? In Alabama, the coach of the Alabama football team. What's his name?
Coach.
Alabama, Alabama football coach. Nick Saban. If Nick Saban were to run for governor of Alabama, he'd win in a landslide. So I always kind of felt like it would be the same thing in the Philippines, but honestly, I think the Filipino people are smarter than people in Alabama. So, no disrespect to Alabama,
Yeah,
but
well, but same time, they also elected a tutor. Anyways,
that's true. Very true.
all right. So next topic is Twitch. Stup is they're pretty much giving streamers like us pay to win. You can pay them so we can boost this show up or but yeah, no, I don't, we have to, but a lot of people are mad about it because yes, oh, so if you want exposure, all you do is just be rich.
No, well, also like they're also introducing like anti-hate uh tools. So like streamers like us, we could just be like, okay, you have to submit an email or a fake phone number or a phone number in order to comment. And the thing is though, with like you can make an email from Gmail like easily,
Yeah,
right? These
right.
are bullshit. And with phone numbers, you can easily do that with like Google Voice. So it's kind of it seems like a little too late, too little, too late. But you know, we'll see. All right, next topic.
All right, we got dinosaurs where there have been two new species of dinosaurs being discovered in England, named the hell heron and the riverbank hunter, and both of them were described as carnivores with crocodile skulls. And while some might think that is cool, uh, people like Gio is happy that they are extinct for millions of years.
Dinosaurs. Fuck dinosaurs.
Yeah, and then
You know, I've
uh,
been thinking about this, Mikey.
what?
I don't think I actually fear dinosaurs. I think what it is it's a fear. It's like a megalomania fear where I fear things that are giant, like
Are you
things.
afraid of like cruise ships?
No, but like creatures bigger, like
Oh,
giant
okay.
creature.
What about giraffes? You don't fuck with them.
I don't mind giraffes, but
But
they're
elephants.
docile. Elephants.
You don't like elephants?
I think it's maybe it's large lizards that I'm not fond of.
Oh yeah, like a Komodo dragon. Yeah, I did
Yeah,
sprint if I see one in my sights.
dude, fuck a Komodo dragon if it bites you. Ugh,
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I am trying to risk it. I don't want to spit at me.
ugh. Yeah, they have
Yeah,
like the worst, like most bacteria in there.
yeah, and plus, ooh, actually no, there are big friendly lizards. I've seen some like the size of a dog, and they just chill around the house. You see those lizards like an
Yeah,
iguana, like a big ass iguana? Do those
yeah.
scare you?
I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Fuck is that?
Okay, so yeah, so reptilian, big reptilian things is what scare you.
Yeah. So in a sense, it makes me the opposite of a writer Jackson.
All right, so our next one topic is something that we've been talking about, like, well, not the past few weeks, but we talked about this multiple times with Blue
But it
Point
was
Studios.
finally officially announced. Officially. And I think the bigger news about this isn't the fact that they were acquired, but there have been rumors of a Metal Gear remake. There was rumors of a Last of Us remake, and Blue Point isn't working on that. Apparently, they're working on an original IP, which to me is kind of exciting. Like, I'm kind of over remakes. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Mikey?
Remakes, well, I'm definitely gonna play the Alan Wake remake because I've never played Alan Wake. So like, if it's remakes of games I haven't played, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of for it because I was like, all right, cool. Like, I missed my chance to play it the first time. But yeah, if you're a hardcore gamer that's been playing all these like iconic games in the past, and you want new games, and only for iconic games just to reappear, yeah, I get the frustration.
Yeah. It'd be irritating.
But
But
yeah, so that brings us to the well, all of our topics, and then I'm going to shoot the shit. So, question: What are you don't have any plans for Halloween, Gio?
no, no plans.
And so there's an event. I didn't. I see. Haven't looked into it, but it's on a Sunday. And it's a Halloween event, and with the Kehlani
DJ Nude.
DJ
I'm
Noodles.
I'm fucking down, dog, because I went to an after party that she did like a month ago and it was popping. So I'm down. Have you looked at tickets, like prices and stuff?
No, but I'll just let's look at it right now.
Let's do it.
Hold on. Let me. Oops. What am I doing?
DJ
Hold
Kaylani.
on. Boom. Wait, hold on. DJ Noodles Halloween event. All right, and then mm, events called. Wait, what?
DJ Noodles.
Hell Gang Halloween at 7 o'clock. Tickets. Hell Gang Halloween featuring Mozzie, OGZ. I don't know these names. And Hell Gang Halloween is here. You know these artists?
Never.
OGZ
I
and I know YG.
hold on. I'm looking at it right now. Give me a sec.
What?
Wait, what
Oh,
the
tickets
fuck?
are
Julieta
50
Renee?
to $200.
The tickets are $200.
No, 50 to okay. General admissions 50, VIPs 100. Uh, you, wait, what do you get with that? You get a VIP area. You get a temporary tattoo. Cool. I hope it's the one with the ice. And you get a show laminate when you have to download an entirely new browser so you can stream. Well, I've always been using a Brave. I highly recommend Brave browser as a thing. And a super fan deluxe. So the $200 ticket is a meet and greet. You get to meet. Mozzie. Wait, no. Did you meet him? Oh yeah, you do get. I don't know who you meet. I don't know these people. I probably won't get this
So
one.
I found tickets on the actual like website from the Midway from the venue. They're $35.
Oh, wait. Where do you see that?
Here, I'll send you the link. I'll put it in our Discord. Our
Wait, where
Discord
is this at? And where is this event?
it's the Midway SF.
Or
Here.
oh wait, I'm looking at a. Wait, what am I? I'm looking on wrong
Are
day.
you looking at Ticketmaster?
I'm looking. I'm on Eventbrite for Hell
Yeah.
Gang Halloween, which is on a Saturday, but the event we're talking about is on a Sunday. So the wrong one. Oh, Tsunami Halloween. That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
send us.
Okay. Now I'm sold out. Early bird
Okay,
is
yeah.
sold out.
Damn, Sam should have told us sooner.
VIP 100. Tier 2. Wait, what? How? What are the tiers?
I
What?
think it's just like when one tier runs out, then you have to pay more. So it like urges you to buy early.
Okay.
Let me send this to this motherfucker, Bobby.
RSVP. Oh, here's some more info. Very special guest TBA. My sister thinks it's going to be Kehlani. DJ Noodles, Miles Medina, J Neil. I don't know them. Do you know?
Mm, no, never heard of any of these artists, but whatever. I'm just down to I'm down to vibe.
Oh, okay. It's in this area. Okay.
What part of
It kind of reminds me of what club is that? By just by the water. Have you been there? You know what I'm talking about? Like, is it Nights?
City Nights? No, City Nights isn't by the water.
Or there's a club right next to the water, but it's not that club, but it's next near it. It's like 1 block away from the water.
Seems lit though.
Yeah.
Well, if we're gonna go, we got to figure out a plan, where to park,
Tsunami,
all that.
Halloween, and special guest, 21 and over, and yeah.
Let's fucking go. What costume should I wear to get the ladies?
Wanted to. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna wear our bunny girl senpai suits, like, and they'll be like, What are you wearing?" And then you can like,
Hey,
so what I'm wearing is this character in Bunny Girl Senpai. He wears this because he doesn't want to be seen, and then but you saw me, and and go from there.
I hate you. I don't have the legs or the abs or the body for that. So go fuck yourself.
But yeah,
Go fuck yourself, Mikey.
I'm most likely, hopefully, because I have another helmet on the way. Hopefully, I get it in
Yeah.
time. But if not, I'll probably be. Oh, wait, hold on. Be right back.
Did you just get a package? You might have just gotten a package. All right, holding. Holding.
I'm gonna be power line,
Oh,
and then
I think
I'm out
that'd be.
here,
I think that might actually work.
right? And then I got the goofy mask,
Yeah. Okay.
and then if needed, I could even do the power line song on my talk box because I have a
Mm,
wireless talk box that I can plug into my phone.
okay. Okay.
And yeah, or either that or Daft Punk, the helmet. But
So
I'm
you got
a little
options.
paranoid about bringing the helmet out in public, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else, or we wrap it up here?
We can wrap it up. I'm kind of getting kind of hungry.
Yeah, like we got planned for eat.
I don't know yet. I'm gonna look at DoorDash and see what's up.
So that's yeah. I think I'm just gonna get a regular. Well, I already have. I think I have eggs, sausage, and typical breakfast food, potatoes, and
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
Even though it's already 1:30 p.m.
Sounds. Yeah, I haven't eaten breakfast either. I just chugged a Coke Zero and some lemonade.
Yeah, like this is all I've had today, was just my second. This is my second cup of coffee, and yeah, and then because the first thing did when I woke up, I woke up at 8. I was like, man, I haven't watched What If or Squid Game, and then I was like,
Yeah,
then I looked on Netflix. I was like, okay, Squid Game's 55 minutes, and then I was like, wait, how long is What If? And it was like, okay, it's 25. So have a half an hour. So I stayed in bed
right.
for until 8:30
Yeah,
and cut it super short.
same. I did almost the same thing except I started at 8:40. So
Damn. But
yeah.
all right, yeah. So this is the brings us to the end of our 1v1 show. I hope you guys liked what we did here today, and if you did, boom. There's all our socials, Patreon, his IG, my IG, Twitter, and all that stuff. And yeah, and we will see you guys next week, as always, at 11 a.m. EST every Saturday morning. Yeah, so until then, we will see you guys next time. See you.
Peace. Peace.